Did you know you can spice up your paintings just by adding a bit of hue variation? A lot of creative professionals do this to add depth and visual interest to their work. The technique is simple in practice, but it can be tricky to fully grasp at first. So let me show you. Hue variation is the range of different hues used across a subject or composition. It's about shifting colors slightly to create interest, depth, and complexity in a piece. The main idea is that colors don't stay perfectly the same. They shift hue, which gives everything a more organic feel. Okay, but isn't that just extra work, you might say? Why even bother? Well, first of all, it looks beautiful, but also, in real life, surfaces aren't just one flat hue. Nature doesn't work that way. So let's take skin as an example. It can shift from cool blues to warm yellows, pinks, and reds, all in subtle ways. As you can see, these are two reds, but one feels cooler than the one next to it. So that means it doesn't take a lot of variation in hue or saturation to make a color feel cool or warm. So one area might not be blue, but it leans towards blue compared to what's next to it. This hue shift on the skin is what we can call intrinsic hue variation, meaning the natural variation in the local color of a surface. Most objects in nature have intrinsic hue variation to some degree, like the fur of a goat, the texture of wood, or the color of certain rocks. Man-made objects, especially industrial ones, tend to have a lot less of this. Think freshly painted interiors or a brand new phone. Very uniform in color. Once you are aware of intrinsic hue variation, you can start painting in a way that feels more natural and alive. Now, if you're going for a realistic vibe, remember to keep it subtle. Push it too far and it might start looking unnatural, so trust your gut. Sometimes hue shift should be felt more than it's seen. Here's an example of a study I did. Before I started painting, I added some very subtle hue variations around the body. It's not super noticeable, but it really influenced the final outcome. It might not jump out at you, but it still adds that extra depth and life. Some surfaces naturally show more hue variation than others. Personally, I like to add more hue shifts on skin because of all the complexity. Blood vessels, capillaries, and pigmentation all create subtle hue shifts and saturation across the surface. In other cases, you can push hue variation in a stylistic choice. Use it boldly and let it become a part of your artistic voice. I want to show you an interesting example. Here's a piece by Fast. I'm going to show it in black and white first, and as you can see, the values are really solid, even though it's super sketchy. Now, what do you think the colors look like? If I turn them on, did you expect this? Probably not. There's a bunch of unusual color choices here, but it's a beautifully chaotic palette, and that shows us something important. You can play with color a lot more than you might think, as long as you respect the values. Don't get me wrong, this isn't easy to pull off. Artists like Fast are great at breaking the rules, but only because they know the fundamentals first. If you don't understand things like light, shadow, and how to control your halftones, then coloring is going to feel pretty tough. Now, let me show you an exercise that you can try so you can get better at picking colors and training your eye to be more sensitive to hue shifts. My favorite approach is to study a reference image directly. In this case, my study is focused on color, so I'm not worried about copying the facial structure exactly. I'm more concerned with value readability and matching or even exaggerating the colors. Once I've laid out the sketch, I'll start with some local color and add subtle hue variations. This prepares me to bring in more reds, yellows, and blues in specific areas depending on what's needed. From there, I'll begin adding shadows and painting. I'll check the reference regularly and focus on how the colors and values relate. It's recommended to focus on large shapes first. Fine details can come later, once the major forms are locked in. To check your values as you go, make a new layer on top of everything. Set the layer mode to color and fill it with black. This is a simple way to see if your values match the reference. Values always take priority. Color can be adjusted a little bit more afterwards. From here, it's just refining, but I'm still looking for opportunities to add different colors in the skin and beard. I noticed on our right, the highlights are cool, but the subsurface scattering around the edges of the shadow adds a nice warm hue, so I made sure to push that, varying it a bit of purple and reds, and in the beard I took the liberty to pick varying yellows and greens. It's better to add accents of colors rather than large areas of eccentric colors that might take over the whole piece. So what did we learn today? Natural materials usually have a lot of hue variation. Hue shifts don't have to be extreme, they can be subtle and still make a big difference. And most importantly, value should take priority before color when you're painting. Alright, so that is the end of my study. I recommend that you try it as well and share it with us in our Discord community. If you're not in our Discord, remember that there's a link in the description down below. Remember to like the video, share it around with other people, and comment what type of video you would like to see from us next. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching our videos, and I'll see you around next time.